The tight punt from yesterday, I didn't like it as much. Went back, did some research. All right, I think we're going to have a better release if we do something like this. So gunner 2, you're over here. You're basically just on that wing spot, giving the presence. And what you're going to do is you're just going to come through, all right, and you're going to chip the first thing off the edge. Then you're out and releasing. All right, gunner 1. All right, once everybody's set, you start the motion. Center's going to snap it once you pass. You should be able to turn it up right after you get outside the tackle. Make sense? So we're going to get a free release to the ball. We're also going to give the deception that we got a big waterfall backside. All right? So everybody see that? We'll have that thing fixed for you. Turn the right side. But at the end of the day, left shield, you're protecting that left A gap. Everybody's punch. Everybody's cut off. Center, help where needed. Punter, you got to kick it to the left. So it's left now. Does that make sense? So when we go left, what's my left side got? Punch. What's my right side got? Cut off. The only guys that got to know where they're going, right shield, you're going to be backside cut off. PP, you're going to be my front side punch. All right? Left shield, you're in that A gap, making sure nothing rushes up and through it. Okay? Gunners, you're basically chipping and releasing. Gunner 1, you're just releasing as fast as you can. Get to that guy that's catching the football. Everybody good on that? Wanted to show that to you. We're going to take a look at some film. All right? But I'll always have that card out with me. So here's what I got to talk to you guys about first. Okay? First things first. 10-yard release versus full release. Okay? My job is not to kill you guys in terms of conditioning. My job is basically to make sure everything's right. So when we go a 10-yard release, that's all I'm expecting out of you. Get off the ball, give me a couple hard steps, go through 10 yards, pull off, you're done. That way we can get another rep. Okay? What am I always preaching about in terms of the time it takes to run a complete special teams play? 16 seconds, right? Well, we only got 5 minutes, so we ain't got that much time. So that 10-yard release, run it, get back, let's get reset, then let's run our full release. All right? So we gotta find a way to minimize the running as well as find a way to basically minimize the time. I can run 2 reps with the first group, 1 10-yard release, 1 full cover. All right? Then we bring the 2s on, do the same thing. I want to get 2 reps. All right, and the protection before we move on to something else. So if you're running farther than what you need to, that's on you. That's not my running. All right? The only time I'm asking you to run is when we go full release. Second thing, operation times. We're going to improve on those. Right now we're a little bit higher. We're going into game week. We're going to get those things down. Okay? Some of your punts were around 2.3, 2.4. We're going to get that thing down to around 2 seconds. Okay? All right, we talked about the new punt tight. This is what we did yesterday, okay? But it's going to change. This side will be punch. This side will be cut off. And we will be kicking the way that we want to kick. Make sense? So we're better at kicking left, so everything now will be left. Everybody good on that? Our base punt from here on out will be left. All right, good to go. But everybody understands that. I'm not going to look at too many. We're going to be kicking it to the left. We're going to be looking to kick it at the 50-yard line between the number and the sideline. Make sense? That's where we're trying to kick it when we're backed up and we're in our condensed punt, our tight punt. We got to get it out. We got to change field. We got to get it past midfield, and we can't let them get it past 50. All right, so 10-yard release, first punt. Right here, all right, really work the craft. Work those quick sets, work everything we're trying to do, okay? Make sure we're honed in on all that stuff and that we're actually going through it, okay? Again, operation time. We're going to get better at the operation time. Second thing, 2-6. When you kick this thing, make sure you're walking behind the shield. You're not protected there. So make sure when we catch it, we're going left. We got to follow that shield and we're kicking into that shield, all right? So right here, if we're chasing past 10 yards on a 10-yard release, that's on you guys, that's your running. Make sense? If it's full cover, then we're good. Then you guys go down, get my heavy, my force, my contain. But at the end of the day, I want to save time just as much as I don't want to give you guys a lot of running. So special teams is not running in here. Special teams is about getting the skills, getting the technique down, so when we go to game day, you run your ass off for me. Deal? All right? That's basically what we're going to do. I'm never going to have you cover 18 kicks. We're going to cover 1 to 2. That's it. Then we're done. So we got to be precise in what we do because we're not going to get that many reps. All right? So as we go here, boom. We got the sky punt. So what I need is, as this thing goes, we're going to protect the line of scrimmage. So it's not really punch, it's not really cutoff. It's take care of whoever's at the line of scrimmage. So if they've got a 4-down line, all right, take care of the end, take care of the nose, take care of the tackle, take care of the end. Everybody else, fit where needed, clean it up. But we got to do a great job. Get back to that shoulder. Make sense? You're my left guard. Get to that shoulder. Still spread the net as normal. All right? These guys are going to chase that punt if it goes over his head. All right? PP, center. You are fronting up the returner all day long. That's your job. You're going to be one of my first guys out. So that center guy, center, I'm counting on you to front up the returner. I'm also counting on another gunner to front up the returner. But we need 2 guys to be looking at that. If he's just walking away or he's doing something stupid, run by him, go ahead and get to the goal line. But if he's in a position and he's looking up and he has any opportunity to catch that football, you've got to be in front of him. All right? So right here, Rand, for your snap, watch where the ball fades and then watch where your head goes after the snap. See what I'm saying? So it's going where you naturally want to start looking. So from here on out, whenever we're doing this and there's no rush or anything, nobody's going to touch you, 2 seconds, I want you to look through your legs. So from here on out, it becomes 1, 2, now I can get up and go. All right, I want you to focus on seeing that ball caught through my legs instead of over my shoulder. It's going to be a little bit more uncomfortable, but that's where we got to get to. All right. All right, root, same thing, just got to kick it left. Got to kick it left. We're kicking it to the sky. We're skying it left. Got to follow behind because we're unprotected right there. That's block city. So wherever he pulls me, I still got to do a great job. But look at this, fellas. This is what I see, and this is what I enjoy watching. Watch 15 on this play. He knows that's his leverage. But guess what? That guy's trying to beat him. He's not going to let him beat him. So I love that stuff. That's a great finish. That's basically what we're looking for. A guy that is adamant about doing his job, and if you're threatening my job, I'm going to not let you do it. All right, you're trying to make me look stupid by running outside. I'm not going to let you run outside. I'm going to finish with the proper leverage. All right, so that's a great job, Noel. Now, as we go to this, kickoff return, okay, here's what we've got to get. So my adjuster is going to fit to the punch side or whatever A-gap they leave open. So whatever his easiest path is, he'll give you a call. All right, what do you want to give him? Right, left, yes. Red, blue? Right or left. Right or left. He'll just give you, hey, right. That just tells that guard, hey, I can't be heavy in that gap. I got to move out. But guards, you should know it too, right? Because if we're going left or we're going left return, shoot, we already know this is the punch side. So if we can identify this as the punch side, stay on his inside shoulder. Kiefer's going to be running through that gap. But over here, go ahead and get in that gap. Get heavy in that gap. He's going to be working out here. He's going to be working to you. You go ahead and just run right through his hip. All right, my adjuster's going to have an easy release. If I'm backside, get in those gaps, get heavy in those gaps. Force those guys to protect. Make sense? We've all done the cutoff. It's the harder of the 2 blocks. And if you invest in it by rushing, those guys got to invest in the blocks. They've got to hold on for at least 2 seconds. So as long as you're investing in your rush, all right, they're going to have to protect. And if they don't, guess what? We're going to go for the block. If you don't get blocked or nobody touches you on a free release, we're going to keep going. They've got to block us. Make sense? Everybody good on that? We're never going to give up an opportunity because coach said we're in return. If you go unblocked, you go unblocked. They've got to cut you off. If they're not doing their job, we exploit their job. Does that make sense? All right, contains. Here's what your mindset is on every snap. Your mindset is, I'm rushing this punt as if that punter is going to drop it or there's going to be a bobbled snap. That's my whole expectation. I'm not going with the intent to get a block every time. I'm going with the intent that if he does bobble it, my ass is going to be there to knock his ass out. Make sense? That's like a quarterback that catches it way up here. That's opportunity. You can get 2 this season based off going after that punt with the intent of going to get that bobbled snap or that bobbled rush. Make sense? That's how Mick got his last year. Hit off the punter's shoulder. He was the only one sitting there identifying it. Got in there, got a hand on him. All right? So you've got to use a judgment call, and every time we go for the block, always finish on the punter's leg side. So as I'm running through, and Nick Johnson's here, I don't want to finish on the left side. I want to finish to his foot side so I can avoid him and still get the block. Does that make sense? So that's the expectation. That's what we got to have. Boom. So now, as he's going, go get him. Go get him. Go exploit him. Vicers, your rule. Force an outside release. Why do I want an outside release? Because it puts me in between the gunner and the returner. If I force an inside release, guess who's got the easier run? That gunner. If I force an outside release, guess what I can do? I can beat him to the spot before he gets to my returner. If I give an inside release, guess what? He's running free to my returner and there's nothing I can do. Always force an outside release. That's your job. We can work to the leverage after we get into the release, but you got to force an outside release. Okay? Attack through the B gaps, make them block you. All right? Here's the other thing. When we run these, here's what I want. I want you guys to be adamant. All right? So my vicer, you can be inside leverage, go rush that gap. He's got to block you. If he doesn't block you, guess what you're doing? Free release to the punter. So that's what we're going with. But once they release, gentlemen, I got to go back to the last one. Once they release, what I want out of you guys is, I want to see you guys get to a perfect trail position. Boom. Everybody's eyes are on the hip. Everybody's hands are on the hip. You're just in perfect trail watching him. Make sense? I want us always working the techniques we learned. Now, this is why you're going to rush the majority of the time at that adjuster spot. I want you to figure out how to time up the snap. So that's why you've got to be adamant. You've got to get everybody on the same page. I like what you did there. You know what I mean? So you might just stack over that guard. You know when it's going to happen. Fit off him. He can't be right. So we'll have the rover over here in that B gap. You just fit off him. He can't be right. We've got to fill this backside corner. If they let both of these guys free, Mike, you're exactly right. But which side of the foot do I want to finish on? Boom. Finish on that right side so that you don't run into him. All right, so everybody's good on that. As I go through, I'm unblocked. I got this thing. Boom. Take it off the foot. Finish on the kicker's foot side. So this is what I like too, fellas. I like the fact that we're running down. So we're not going to cover a lot of kicks, and I'm not ever going to put you in a position where you've got to basically do all sorts of stuff. But this is it. Fit it. That's our inside run. That's how we do it. So in practice, we've got slips, we've got fits. All right? You've got to fit this thing like it's perfect. All right? That's our bread and butter. No open gaps. Backers fit off them. All right? My hammers, strike, come underneath. All right? Be ready for anything that pops inside out. Now, what I will start doing is we'll have these guys basically start running returns, and we'll start bouncing. We'll start doing some things where the safeties and those guys got to be on alert. But I like the fact that we're running down, and watch this. Returner comes out of the end zone, and we're already damn near at the 10. We're already damn near at the 15. That's the key. The key is not to get disrupted by those frontline blocks. The key is run my ass off and get them inside the 20. The 20-yard line is the line of scrimmage. I like tackles for loss. It has to be behind the 20. If it's in front of the 20, it's just a tackle. If it's behind the 20, if it's inside the 20, that is a big play. That's changing the momentum of the game. That's changing the odds of them scoring. So that's what the expectation is. 20-yard line is the line of scrimmage. If they bring it out, they don't get back to the line of scrimmage. Everybody good on that? That's the intention. That's the mindset we have to have running down. What time is it?
Yeah, 1 minute.
Boom. All right, so I'm going to go through one other thing. All right, our returns. Look, I thought it was pretty good. We've got to do a better job of not making that block so early because you're going to knock off my guy. Get it at the 30, 5 yards deeper. But look at the spacing. All right, he's coming up. You guys adjust, but I want to show you this one. So we've got to do a better job not coming up. But look, boom. See that spacing? 12 yards, right? So watch this. Cartagena, you think you make that tackle? No. It's a timing tackle. Make sense? I got you. I got you. But what I'm saying is, Tank, you felt like you missed that block, right? No, because your spacing was great. Look at what my returner does. He's going to run right by him, and that's going to be a damn hard tackle. That's on him. That's not on you. Make sense? So you did exactly what you wanted to do, get a little thicker, but that's all we're asking of you. All right? Last thing. Okay? Last thing. Anytime we hit a game winner, gentlemen, you better celebrate. We just won the damn game. It's not about just practice. It's about having the mindset of what you anticipate them doing in practice. All right? What are we going to be in the game? Same mindset we are there. So it needs to match what we're going to do on Saturdays. So from here on out,